Welcome to the optional topic of the Oracle DBMS. This is the topic that gonna teach you how to connect Oracle to Java. Okay, let's start now with the prerequisite. In order to connect to the Oracle database, you need to have the server, the port, the SID, and then you have to have the username and password. And this one is the for database connection that I believe that you all have already. Okay, and then the software that we gonna use, we use in this example we use the OpenJDK version 19, and then the NetBeans, the Apache NetBeans. That both of them is the open source, and then you can download it. If you install OpenJDK and NetBeans already in your machine, they're gonna have the version. For example, I use the NetBeans version 16 and the OpenJDK version 19 is on right here. Okay, so you can check in your Apache NetBeans. However, in order to connect to the Oracle database, you need to have the driver that you can download from the location. In order to do JDBC driver, you need to have two file, that is Oracle JDBC 11.jar and then Oracle i18n.jar. Okay, so this one, the first one is to connect database, and then another one is like companion, another file that may need to use. And then since we gonna do the output in the JSON format, we have the open source called Java JSON, and then when you download, they're gonna have the JSON dash and then followed by the name and the latest view.jar that you can check in the website. So if you follow the website, this is the file that you're supposed to load, that they're gonna have the jar file and then the component file. And then the JSON.java gonna be the GitHub, and then they're gonna have the place to do. Okay, so we can start connecting to the application. Okay, so in order to do, we need to have the Oracle server first, and then I believe that you have the username and password already. So what I gonna do is I gonna start by checking the Oracle SQL. If you did not have the account, you're supposed to have the server first. Okay, so I start SQL developer. And this one we use the one in the classroom, that we use something like the enrollment. In the classroom we can add the enrollment, something like that. So let's check whether how can we do. So if you want to connect, you need to have the Java application, and then the Java application gonna have the DB connection, and then the DB connection. The DB Connect is the object that connect to the database, and then DB Connect can connect to any instance that you want by using JDBC driver. Okay, so before we do, we need to have username, password, and then the location นะครับ like the URL นะฮะ okay, so I check my property. You see, this one is my host name, the server, the port, the SID, right, ORCL, and then username and password. Okay, so we have two table that select start form and enrollment, and then another table named addict. Okay, so I will not talk about the meaning now because it's not the scope of this video. So I'm gonna just run it, and then when you run, you're gonna see two tables. One of them they have three record. Like the first one is the enrollment. I have that tell you the student name, and then another one is like the admin log. Okay, so we just leave it here, and then we go to our NetBeans. So you see, I run Apache NetBeans. So this one is the file that I did it already. So I just code, and then I'm gonna start over. In order to use the NetBeans, we use the Java with Ant, and then you select the Java application. Because we will not do anything fancy, we just do the simple Java. Okay, so you do the Java application, and then you can name any name you wantนะครับ. So at this moment I'm gonna name Oracle app 02 because it's gonna be my second attempt for this topic. Okay, now we have the Oracle app 02 นะครับ, and then in the NetBeans they're gonna generate public static void main, so you can try by just do system.out.println and then put something you want. For example, you said hello universe, hello universe. Okay, and then you try to run, and then if you run successfully, they're gonna have something like the hello universe like this one. Okay, so that's it. We have the Java application in the NetBeans environment. Okay, so what we need to do is we support to download the file from the location Okay, after I download the file already, you should save the file in the place like Okay, so for example, I go to the location and then I try to download I try to download, and then when you download, you need to extract the file, something like this. So at the end, you support to have the file in the download folder like this one Okay, however, when you download it, you need to open and then get the file. So is this a good idea that you can put the file to the location in your own computer put in the download, maybe it is not that convenient Okay, so I have my location that is a source code Java REST API, and then we gonna have my source code right here at the file that I on download. So this is on the file that we need to have. Okay, so you can follow the instruction and then make sure that you have on the jar file as well as the source code of your program. Okay, so now we have the program and then we download the file in the location we want already. So what you need to do is you need to add that jar file to your Java environment. So you click the properties and then go to the library, and then in the class path, you select the jar file. Okay, so when you select the jar file, you can select one by one Okay, so I go to the source code and then my folder, and then I can select. I have three of the file and then click open. So this tab file gonna include already. So your computer is ready to connect to the Oracle database Okay, so we just said okay and then run it. So what you need to do now is you just follow the source code that I have the link for you Okay, so the source code is in here. You just follow the source code, and then since you support to have the example database in another topic already, I will not talk about creating a table Okay, so in this source code they're gonna have the file, and then the default package, and then they're gonna have three files: DB Connect, enrollment, and then the app name. So for the app name, you need to create it You just see the example. Okay, so we start with the file name DB Connect Okay, so what we need to do is we create the new file and then Java class, and then say DB Connect. Actually, it can be named anything, but I use this name, and then what you can do is you can just copy the everything in here but I copy one by one because the packet name is a little bit different, so I copy just one by one in here. Okay, then something like the field. If you know how to use Java, we should delete field constructor and then method. I mean, you can copy everything at the same time, but you may miss it Okay, in here. Okay and then I can use the format tool in NetBeans Okay, so after we have this one, you need to fill in the DB server username and then password Okay, so please make sure that you use your own you should put it here you should put your own one. For example, this one is port at SID. This one should belong to you, and then I gonna put the my DB server, and then something like my username and password as well. Okay, so you should use your own one in here. Okay, so right now we are ready นะครับ to have the DB Connect นะฮะ Okay, so in your public static void main at this moment you can try to connect to the database นะฮะ if you okay I can come to the example code นะครับ and then they should have this one, so we do the DB Connect. If everything is correct นะครับ and then you just run, they should say the JDBC driver version and then JDBC นะครับ this one is perfectly good นะครับ so if they have this one นะครับ your JDBC installation is correct, this one is mean it's good already, you can connect to the database. Okay, so next we gonna need to have the object, so that object is due to the object-oriented database design, this one should compile with business rule นะครับ okay, but for us we do the enrollment object, right? Okay, so this one is the enrollment. So I create the enrollment in my NetBeans, and then I gonna just copy the code enrollment. Okay, and then I copy the import. The import is mean is the meaning of your connection. Okay, so when we import นะครับ most of them นะครับ most of them is the Java นะครับ the Java SQL, right? And then the prepass segment and then the result set is this one. I can connect it with your Oracle นะครับ and then org.json is like the Java JSON นะครับ okay, so this one is for you to use later, and then I copy another one. Okay, so we have the environment, and then the to output file, right? Okay, so I just copy it, and then here. Okay, so we have the connection and DB connect นะครับ in the class environments, and then when we do the constructor, we just connect to the database. Okay, so at the end you're gonna have connection object นะครับ and then every time you want to do the database, we just use the connection to run the SQL script. You see, so when you want to add นะครับ in Java you need to add the course code section. This one, if you remember, it's gonna be like the add operation in my previous video, right? Okay, so we have to have course code section, year, semester, and then student ID, right? Okay, and then we do everything based on the operation we design, right? At first, we need to find the maximum ID, so we use select max, blah, 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 yeah, you see? And then after that, we use pre-pass statement and then execute the query. After you execute, you're gonna have the max ID of the enrollment as a last num, right? Okay, and then after you get นะครับ get the enrollment นะครับ since we have only one, so we set get in the last num okay, after we get it, the max enrollment gonna be the number นะครับ if you remember in our SQL they're gonna return max is gonna be number 3, right? So number 3 gonna come to here, and then we just add one นะครับ so it's gonna be number 4, and then we just add number 4 and then course code นะครับ in Java instead of construct the insert very long นะครับ like in Excel we use a question mark sign. You see 1 2 3 4 5 6, and then this question mark sign we just put the value in นะครับ so number 1 is max enrollment ID because it's add 1 already, so it's supposed to be 4, and then course code section. You see 1 2 3 4 5 6, so we do, and then after that we execute update นะครับ if we execute update, the result gonna be number of row that you add, so it's supposed to be 1, right? นะครับ okay, so If you finish this one and then you see the end of the program, if the result is 1 is greater than 0, it means that it's record properly, right? But if nothing happened, it means the no record inserted. Okay, so it is just this. Okay, so we add into the environment and then we do the same thing with adding, right? Find the maximumนะครับ after find the maximum you add 1นะครับ add 1 and then insert into adding table. So when you run the operation they should have this one. Okay, so this one is for add นะครับ in order to do add operation. Okay, so what we need to do is we come back to the main program and then we try to do add operation นะครับ so I go to the example and then go to the main program นะครับ and then we have the add and operation. So maybe I gonna just run this program in my example นะครับ put the different name นะครับ okay, oh I think I need to have the enrollment constructor นะครับ if you see the enrollment constructor you need to have the db connect something like this. so we set enrollment enrollment นะครับ with the big E and then the instance is the enrollment with a small e equal to new enrollment and then if the constructor need db connect so you just put db connectนะครับ so this one is very good นะครับ they're gonna have this one. so we create new instance and then we try to add นะครับ okay, so before we add นะครับ okay I try to connect the database one more time and then I gonna run the SQL code in my Oracle SQL developer นะครับ to see what it's gonna look like นะครับ okay, so maybe I gonna just run the script okay, so yes here นะครับ here and then I run the script again นะครับ so we have three record นะครับ three record something like this. so in here I gonna just run this program so they're gonna add one more student 1 2 3 so I run so they have record one more student already. The last record is 3, right? So after you go to here and then you run, you're gonna find out that นะครับ find out that we have 4 record now because we put one more student here นะครับ you see and then we can run number 3 something like this. so therefore suppose I add one more student นะครับ I change the student manually and then I runนะครับ okay they're gonna put one more student and then the number the last number gonna be number 4, right? so when we add gonna be number 5. so we run again you see so they keep coming นะครับ so it means this one is the application operation นะครับ so this one is working well and then the last one we're gonna do is mean we go back to the enrollment. you're gonna see that we gonna have the function or method called list.json and then list.json we do array list of the array list of the string, right? so it means this one is two dimension table นะครับ two dimension table. so we select the enrollment นะครับ the enrollment and then from the enrollment and then the var equal to 0 is mean we haven't deleted it นะครับ so we this one this is the command, right? I mean it's just the normal enrollment like we do in here นะครับ this one is gonna be similar to this but instead I put the name นะครับ of the field นะครับ I don't want to put the star because when you write the application the star is very dangerous นะครับ so you put the field you're gonna know the field number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 suppose we have 7 field, right? and then after that you gonna use the SQ query นะครับ the connection prepare statement it means you put this one but you did not need to put the value of the data because this is the output, right? so after you run the connection you do the SQ query, right? if you see the add for add you need to SQ update this means it's like DML, right? but this is a query so you use SQ query and then every time you run, right? .next is mean one row, right? so you create the row array list like ID, cost code, section, like you set guessing is mean you get the data from the database and then put it to the row, right? to the row and then after you put it to the row and then you finish one row you put the row to the data นะครับ data is mean the table right and then at the end นะครับ after you finish you need to return the data but you did not return the data in the form of you will not return the data in the form of array list of the table. You return it in the term of JSON array นะครับ This JSON array is come from here นะครับ this one okay so after you have the JSON array they support to put it and if you have the uh, web server you can connect this one to become REST API นะครับ okay so I gonna in the main program I comment the add because I don't want to add anymore นะครับ so I just say system.out print line นะครับ print line and then I gonna print the enrollment dot list JSON นะครับ list JSON okay so we gonna list something like the JSON version นะครับ okay so if you have this one and then you save the program and then run so they gonna have the JSON version of all of the program นะฮะ something like this okay so this one if you connect to the web you can connect it to Postman or the web browser to see it นะฮะ you can edit the program a little bit นะครับ like okay I want to do order by enrollment.id นะครับ because if you did not order when you run นะครับ when you run you see they're gonna put number 5 first number 3 later นะครับ something like this so I change to the order and then I run one more time นะครับ so when I run one more time it's gonna be number 1 number 2 number 3 นะครับ okay so this one is that is to become the JSON and this is the example of using the Java นะครับ okay so if you can do this one in another program like JS like the Python นะครับ PHP นะครับ C Sharp that is good for you and then that's it for this video นะครับ thank you for seeing and good luck to you